Hello and welcome! Silrace here with Mechwarrior Online. This is Thunderbolt 5SS. Also, map is Forest Colony with this strange game mode, which I'm not very much of a fan when it comes to quick play. It really, I don't think it was designed with quick play in mind, in all honesty, like at all. However, I have to say I have not actually played enough of Community Warfare. No, wait, it's called Faction Play now. To realize, to figure out if this is actually, this game mode is actually any good on Faction Play and either. So, if you are very familiar with Faction Play, please educate me on that. Is it any good there? Because, last time I actually really played Faction Play, it was still called Community Warfare, which is why I keep calling it that way. Anyway, so Thunderbolt 5SS. This is a build I quite like on the 5SS, and I have tried a couple other things, and this is the one I just keep coming back to, because pulse lasers at this junction in time seem fairly decent weapons from the point of view that you don't have to stare at your enemies for a very long time for the laser burn, because the actual beam duration is so short. So the good thing about not having to stare at your enemies for a long time is that when you run into something with two heavy gauge rifles, you don't stare at it forever for it to actually shoot your shoulders and your heads and everything else off. So you can actually try and twist your way into possibly protecting your CT or side torsos from those heavy gauge rifle shots. So that's one thing I really liked about this. And also, this does not generate a whole lot of heat. This is not fully skilled mech anyway, but this does not generate a whole lot of heat, which means you can fire quite often. Now, as you can see from this gameplay here, I am trying to play kind of carefully here. I don't want to push in alone and get caught out by myself and absolutely just murdered. And because this is how do I put this? There is not enough Alpha Strike firepower here for me to deter enemies from coming at me, because I can't kill something by just looking at it and firing, you know, a full alpha into it. No, that doesn't work. I need multiple volleys, multiple laser beam shots into targets. And this is where I am, find myself in a little bit of a pincer, so let's shoot in both directions. However, I would prefer to have shots at these guys who don't have shots at me. Okay, now this, yeah, coming right at me, hero. Hello there. Now granted, that Griffin is in a little bit of a bind down there. Basically doesn't have very many ways to get out of there, so there is that. And you giving me your back there, so there we go. The nice thing about this loadout, this setup for this 5SS Thunderbolt, not 5S. 5S is a different variant. Is that because it doesn't generate all that crazy amount of heat, you can brawl with it fairly well. And, well, medium pulse lasers are basically brawling range weapons. This is where I make a big, massive mistake though. I'm not paying attention to the map, like at all. I'm just seeing a target which is entirely alone here in middle of nowhere, running the heck away from me, and like, okay, I look at the weapon loadout on it, and I'm like, okay, I can take that on. Like at any point in time, I can take that on. I can brawl with that. But I wasn't looking at the map. This is where I get completely surrounded. This is where I do that completely pointless and silly push by myself. Get, entirely alone and just killed by enemies, because entirely by my own fault. Also, my apologies. I forgot to record the team scoreboard, but at least you got to see my damage for the end of that there. Now granted, my damage would have been higher had I lived longer, obviously, and my damage would have been a little higher if I had pushed a little more aggressively at the start to get into the effective range of those medium pulses. Because I was for most of the early shots, I was in effective range of the large pulse, but the medium pulses were just outside of their effective range. So that was something to consider there. I played it maybe a little too carefully for the beginning part, and then I made that absolutely silly mistake there at the end, which I should not have. Should not been pushing alone into a position like that, because all I had to do was look at the minimap and realize, okay, my teammates are not coming with me for this, and the enemy is pushing around on the other side. So this is about to happen. But enough of that, enough of those mistakes. This is Rubelite OSS, and here I am in a situation which is kind of common for brawlers on a lot of maps, and people somehow dislike those situations a lot. What situation are you talking about, or am I talking about? I'm talking about this sort of situation where you can see those lasers peeking there from over there on the ledge from far away. Hostile team being set up in an Overwatch position of sorts, where yeah, I could see that mech, but I am not in range of this large pulse laser to fire over there. So the usual brawler dilemma of like, well, everybody is in a nice position to shoot at me if I try and close in, so I'm gonna get shot at a lot if I go and close in. And this is where you have to figure out how to actually approach that position without dying on the way in. And I kind of personally like that, because it forces me to really think on the map, instead of just, you know, going the same routes over and over. This actually forces me to really think on things. This is like, hey, I can peek from here and do a little bit of, you know, supporting fire. Force them to stay on the, okay, I can get a little shot on that, do like 1 point of damage on something. Like, that seems good, right? Because if my teammates can come from the other side, oh hello, which is happening there, my teammates are pushing from there, I can keep these guys busy for a little. That's my thought process here. Like, I can keep them still, but I don't want to keep doing that for long. Because as soon as they are fixated on my position, as soon as I peek, I'm gonna get all the volleys into my head. So, there is that. And a little bit of damage when going in. So far, I think I have done like 10 points of damage in this game. And we have played this for a number of minutes, as you can see by looking at the time. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Oh, hello. You wanna come with me? Or at me? Okay, I don't wanna chase that. That seems like a bad idea. It's gonna run into the rest of my team and it's gonna die. It seems like very much a waste of my time to chase that. Also, if I chase that, it is a possibility that chasing it drags me out into the open, where I'm gonna get shot from all sides by these guys sitting up here on this high ground. And that would be bad. I don't want that. Oh, hello there. Okay. And now I realize I am here all alone. Like, where the fluff did all of my teammates go? And I look at the map and I'm like, wait, they went all the way around? Well, because of course they did. Of course they did. Well, I am fine poking from here. This seems like a range where I can poke from and fight from. That's fine. Okay, you are welcome to stare right at me. Let's be a little patient here. Be a little patient here and actually see what we can do here. That guy's still looking at me? Yes, it is. Alright. And this is what I meant earlier about not having to stare at your target for long. Basically, I was able to fire my entire volley of lasers and then turn away before the Banshee actually shot back at me. That is really nice. Okay, the Banshee is forced to move now, and oh, kill most damage dealt on the Banshee. Oh, hello there. Would you like to fight me? There is a lot of missiles over there. But yeah, the Banshee just stood over there and so on, and actually took took the fight and was forced to die because I kept poking at it and whatnot. Oh, hello. And I am just trying to be a pest here. I'm just trying to force these folks to, you know, not spend their entire firepower on the rest of my team, but have to react to me as well. I am not doing a crazy amount of damage here. Well, I did get a kill most damage dealt on the Banshee, so I did some damage on the Banshee there. But for otherwise, I wasn't doing all that crazy much. And now I'm fairly well alone, so I have to be quite careful here with this peeking, which is why I'm taking this really slowly. Because, yeah, like I said, I am pretty much alone here. Now I have teammates. Now, if you look at the minimap, now I have teammates coming up here. So, I'm getting a little bit of support. Oh, hello there. I think I got the ear off. Yes, I did. And let's take the other ear off as well. Because you do that on to a LRM catapult, and suddenly, yep, there it is. The beam duration of these pulse lasers being so fast allows you to really strip the parts you want. Another ear off. Like, strip the ears and the catapults don't really have anything anymore. Like, couple medium lasers. I am gonna take that fight all day then. So, I just stripped 2 catapults of their weapons, and that was a bad shot into the CT. I should have gone for the side torso like that, which I also failed a little bit on. Hello. But there we go. Now I need the CT because the CT is pretty much gone. And then I get the side torso because of quite well nice twisting by this fella. Oh, it didn't die. I thought it died, which is why I was starting to look elsewhere. Like, I seriously thought it died. But that Mad Dog, I can ignore it now. It doesn't really have anything anymore to be threatening. We can leave that for last. And that is a lot of big targets there. So let's be careful about that. Yup, there is those heavy ghost rifles to the CT, which I was talking about earlier. Like, I don't want any of that. Let's change angle. Like, I don't wanna deal with any of that anymore, thanks. So I'm gonna change angle to somewhere where, if you look at the hit at the middle of the screen, you can see those red flashes. I am using my arm lasers here to do damage, and I know that the Fafnir cannot twist its torso or pitch its torso up enough to actually shoot back at me with those heavy, heavy ghost rifles at this angle. So. Definitely making a little bit of use for the fact that I have weapons in the arms there. Actually found a good use for those, huh? And that's a dead Warhammer, and we have pretty much won this game, and the last enemy is right down there. It's a Hunchback 2C with 2 UAC 20s, and almost died to that. So let's be careful here again, as I'm not planning to die here. So let's jump down. Still have leg armor. Almost all the other armor is done. Let's see if the Hunchback chases me. Because, yep, there we will go. It's actually coming. It's trying to get a kill, and it fails to do that. Thank you very much for watching, and you get to see the actual scoreboard for this final or second mission here.